Look, let me describe a moment and tell me if this feels uncomfortably familiar. You get paid. Your bank app sends that little notification. For about 5 minutes, you feel rich. And then you start thinking, I deserve something. I'll save next month. It's only a few $100s. What difference does that really make? So you spend it. Not recklessly, not irresponsibly, just normally. And years later, you look around and think, wait, how am I working harder than ever, earning more than ever, but somehow still stuck? Here's the thing. That's not a discipline problem. That's not a motivation problem. That's a brain problem, because your brain literally hates long-term wealth. My name's Z, and I spend way too much time thinking about why your brain hates long-term wealth. And if you're someone who wants to live smarter, not just earn more, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Because once you see this, you won't unsee it. The lie we're all taught. Here's what most people don't realize. We grow up thinking money problems are caused by not earning enough, not budgeting hard enough, not being disciplined enough. But study after study shows something uncomfortable. According to research from Harvard and Princeton, once basic needs are met, financial decisions become less about logic and more about psychology. In other words, you don't lose money because you're bad at math. You lose money because your brain is wired for the wrong time horizon. Your brain is a short-term survival machine. Look, your brain didn't evolve to build wealth. It evolved to avoid pain, seek pleasure, survive today. 10,000 years ago, long-term planning meant, will I eat this winter? Not, will my index fund compound over 30 years? So when you choose a new phone today over investing for retirement, a lifestyle upgrade now over financial freedom later, your brain thinks it's being smart because immediate rewards feel real. Future rewards feel theoretical. This has a name. It's called hyperbolic discounting. Hyperbolic discounting, the silent wealth killer. Here's the basic idea. Your brain heavily discounts the value of future rewards, meaning $100 today feels more valuable than $200 next year. $1,000 today feels better than $10,000 in 20 years, even though logically that makes no sense. And this isn't speculation. A famous Stanford study showed that people would rather receive $50 today than $100 in 1 year, even though it's a guaranteed return. That's a 100% gain, and people still said no. This is where it gets really interesting. Why raises don't make you wealthy. Now, you might be thinking, okay, Z, but I earn more now. I'll just save later. That's the trap. Because when income increases, your brain immediately recalibrates what feels normal. Let's use real numbers. Say you earn $2,000 per month, save nothing. Then you get a raise to $3,000 per month. Logically, you should save the extra $1,000. But what actually happens, lifestyle inflation kicks in. Better phone, better food, better clothes, better car payments. According to the Federal Reserve, nearly 70% of people earning over $100,000 live paycheck to paycheck. Not because they're irresponsible, but because their brain treats every new level as the new survival baseline. Your brain hates boring money. Here's another uncomfortable truth. Your brain hates index funds, retirement accounts, slow compounding, invisible progress. But it loves flashy purchases, visible success, social validation, immediate feedback. Buying something gives you dopamine, status, a story. Investing gives you a spreadsheet, a statement, and silence. No fireworks, no applause, no wow from friends. So your brain quietly asks, what's the point? The math that should terrify you. Let me show you something real. If you invest $300 a month starting at age 25 at an average 8% return, by age 65, you'll have roughly $1 million. Now, here's the scary part. If you wait just 10 years, start at 35 instead, you don't lose 10 years of investing. You lose over $500,000. Same monthly amount, same returns, same effort, just delayed. That's not a money problem. That's a time problem. And your brain is terrible at understanding time. Why long-term wealth feels fake. Here's what most people don't realize. Your brain treats future you like a stranger. Neuroscience research shows that when people think about their future selves, the brain activates similar regions as when thinking about other people, meaning saving for retirement feels like helping someone else. That's why spending now feels justified and saving later feels optional, because emotionally you don't feel connected to future you. This is why budgeting alone fails. This is where I get slightly frustrated, because people are told, just budget harder, just be disciplined, just stop buying lattes. But budgeting fights your brain head on, and willpower is a terrible long-term strategy. That's why most budgets fail within 90 days, not because people are lazy, but because systems beat motivation. The shift that changes everything. So what actually works? You stop asking your brain to love long-term wealth, and instead you trick it. Here are 3 shifts that actually change outcomes. Shift number 1, make wealth visible. Your brain responds to what it can see. So instead of focusing on net worth someday, track invested balance growth, passive income progress, freedom numbers. Even a simple chart that updates monthly can change behavior, because progress, when visible, becomes addictive. Shift number 2, automate before you feel rich. Here's a rule I live by. If I don't see it, I don't miss it. Set investments to happen automatically, immediately after income, before spending. According to Vanguard, people who automate investing accumulate 3 times more wealth over time than those who invest manually, not because they're smarter, but because they removed the decision. Shift number 3, redefine what reward means. This is subtle but powerful. Most people reward themselves with spending. Instead, attach reward to hitting investment milestones, increasing savings rate, reaching consistency streaks. You're rewiring dopamine, making your brain associate pleasure with progress, not consumption. The real goal isn't being rich. Here's the final thing I want you to understand. Long-term wealth isn't about numbers. It's about options. It's about saying no without fear, walking away from bad jobs, buying time instead of things. And the reason most people never get there? Not because they didn't earn enough, but because they let a short-term brain run a long-term game. Look, your brain isn't broken. It's just outdated. And once you understand that, you stop blaming yourself and start building systems that actually work. So start small. Automate. Make progress visible. And remember, wealth isn't built by people who feel motivated. It's built by people who understand their psychology and design around it. If this helped you think differently, hit that like button. Subscribe if you want more money thinking like this, and I'll see you in the next one.